All right, what is going on, Banter fam? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we will be diving into the NFT gaming and crypto markets today as we're looking at pretty steep drops across the board. I'm opening up, we're going to get right into this show with, my bear gaming watch list whenever we take a look at the markets, because this is the times I've been preaching about this for weeks, to be honest. I've been saying how you need to have your watch list together for times like these so you can have your quality projects in sight when the markets all of a sudden over 7 days are dropping 20%. And to be honest, I think that was just the beginning, and I could see a slow bleed coming forward in this, in the short frame time period, at least the short term time period coming up. So we'll talk about my thesis on where the market's heading and what's playing out right now, and then some quality projects that I'm definitely keeping my eyes on during this dip. And, like I mentioned, having those watch lists ready. I have mine ready, and we'll go over that today. So without further ado, let's get in the game.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know you don't play, but ain't a percent. If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know you don't play, but ain't a play. If you get lost, show you the way.
All right, and let's dive right into it, and be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the show, as well as subscribe to the channel for shows here every single day on Crypto Banter. Whether it's fundamentals, whether it's charting, DeFi, crypto gaming, NFTs, we have you covered right here on Crypto Banter. As well, shout out to our sponsors, Animoca Brands, the leading VC and really, gaming incubator gaming platform in all of Web3 gaming, I would say. However you would want to categorize Animoca, they are a power player in the Web3 gaming sector in all sectors, as well as MEXC, the official exchange of the In the Game show. If you are looking for an altcoin exchange, non-KYC, US friendly, you can check the link down below and get a little more info on that, as well as Unix, one of the leading GameFi infrastructures in all of Web3 gaming. So let's break down my market thesis right now. Well, when we're looking at the markets, and you're seeing, 17% drops after the bullish momentum we were seeing with Ethereum and with a lot of these protocols and projects. We saw a lot of, Gala was up 40% at one point. Sandbox was up 35% at one point. And now we're looking at pretty steep drops. We're looking at a 20+% drop from above $1 for Polygon, now down at about 79 cents. So this is really what if you've been keeping up with the shows, you know that I have been preaching, over and over on the shows, that I think that there was this, whether it was going to be a steep drop or a slow burn down, that there was a drop coming in the market. That post-recession dip was not sustainable. And that's what we're seeing play out right now, is the market's catching up to the recession, because that was not priced in. We went against the grain right as soon as we went into this whole recession thing where they were changing definitions on Wikipedia and all that stuff. So as soon as that happened, we went completely against that. Now we are catching up to that, and we're finally seeing some, quality and, for a long-term standpoint, right, some quality dips on some quality projects that we have been eyeing for a long time, after riding some of that bullish momentum upwards, that, we are really looking to get on those DCA prices, especially because I think we are going to go lower here. I think there's more to catch up on with the economic climates between China and the US. I just think there's way too much boiling between those two economies to think that, okay, that big steep drop is going to really rebound quickly. I don't see a quick rebound off of these, big drops here. We're looking at 28% drops, 31% drops, 23% drops. So there's just so much, blood in the markets now. And I think that now there will be a slow burn down to maybe reach that new low of this cycle. I know Kyle's kind of talked about it a couple times, that there might be a new low in this cycle. And I realistically think that that could play out here. Now, let's take a look at some projects that I am watching the closest. And guys, if you didn't see the show on Saturday, it was Saturday's show with Ryan Wyatt, the CEO of Polygon Studios. That was a fantastic interview. I mean, his insights on the space and his background, with his influence on YouTube gaming as well, kind of bringing them up into a streaming powerhouse when really people didn't think of YouTube as a gaming powerhouse, and everything they're doing with the big partners at Polygon with Disney, with Stripe, with Meta in the Web 2 space, as well as quality games like Metalcore, Midnight Society, as Ryan was mentioning, Derby Stars, they have Wildcard coming up. There's a lot of really sharp looking games and quality developers building on Polygon. And I think that you saw with the bull market, or with the bear market that played out, and we saw them down at 33 cents. It's got above $1, as we see if we go here, I believe. It shows about 96 cents right here, about $1.02. So we got above $1 on Polygon, and now we are at about 79 cents. This is probably number one as far as anything. When you're looking at my a portfolio overview, right? You have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum. Anything under that, I would say Polygon is my number one under my microscope, especially in my niche with NFT gaming and crypto gaming that I want to accumulate alongside quality projects, like Polygon, alongside Gala. So Gala is definitely another one I really am monitoring closely on both, price and valuation, guys. Valuation is super important as far as, these projects and these protocols go. And I think even with the fully diluted behind Gala, over the next couple of years, we're going to see 14 plus games launching on their platforms. Because I know a lot of people sometimes are concerned about the fully diluted valuation behind Gala when, for example, Polygon is at a 6 billion market cap versus a 7.9 billion fully diluted. A lot less risk there as far as that diluted market cap, right? But when you look at a 1.8 billion fully diluted market cap valuation for a project like Gala with 14 games coming to the platform and a whole music and film sector, I could totally see them being quote unquote undervalued based on valuation going forward. Like that could totally play out as far as the games they are incubating. And I could promise you a lot of these Web3 games and developers and IPs that want a credible project to launch with are going to come talk to Gala Games, Zynga execs, and with their upcoming playtest on another one of their games coming up, The Walking Dead. So this Walking Dead IP, they came to Gala Games, AMC, and they wanted to negotiate and bring this game to Gala Games platform. It's very, telling as far as their credibility in the space. I say this a lot, but I view investing in Gala as getting into like an Activision, a Riot Games, an Epic Games. Like you are getting into a backbone studio for the future of Web3 gaming. And if you believe in something like this industry, then I think Gala is one that could play out very well in your favor. As well, if you believe in the metaverse industry, Sandbox is definitely undoubtedly at this moment in time, there are projects out there that graphically speaking look like they're going to be quote unquote better products. But I think that people overlook the fact that graphics don't make good games. I've played great games in the past that look, not that fantastic. And I've also played bad games that look really, really awesome. Like graphics aren't everything. I think people definitely overestimate that as far as graphics impact on games. Some of the best games in the world, especially on a mobile aspect, there's really no graphical appeal to a lot of the best mobile games in the world. So beyond any of that, you look at the Sandbox versus any of the competitors with all of the partners coming to the platform, as we see once again The Walking Dead, Adidas, Atari, Deadmau5, Hell's Kitchen, Blondish, Care Bears, Animoca Brands, one of our sponsors, one of the lead, as we see, a subsidiary of Animoca Brands. So one of the lead metaverse projects in all of the space, undoubtedly. And I think that Sandbox is here to stay. I think that their place in this industry, when people look around to build inside the metaverse right now as a company, when you're at in a boardroom setting, company meeting, or whatever the case is, these companies want to get into Sandbox first. That has been the consistent driven motive that we have seen play out for a long time at this point. And, Decentraland's great, but I think that, right at this moment, I would definitely say that Sandbox is a much better experience at this point in time. Decentraland's product right now is just not the best experience, and that's just being completely realistic. I do think that Sandbox is in the lead in the metaverse category. So you have a few avenues here. So the reason I'm centering out these few tokens specifically before we go into the back half of the show here. So with Polygon, you're getting into one of those top gaming blockchains, NFT gaming, crypto gaming blockchains that is also integrating with some of the leading businesses in the world, really, with Meta, with Stripe, with all of these different platforms. So that is going to be awesome to see play out with Disney. So the IP potential that we could actually see come to Polygon's platform with that Disney level partnership could be very intriguing. So you have a blockchain backbone, you have a studio backbone, and we're talking blue chips really here. These are like the top tier projects that should be probably at the top of your watch list to accumulate first. Because as we talk about, money trickles down, guys, especially in the gaming coins, It goes from Bitcoin and Ethereum down into the L1s and those L2s, down into those, top 100, top 250 coins. Then it goes into those at the same time as like the top 250s. It starts going into that top level crypto gaming. ApeCoin really got beaten up this last bear cycle. We've seen a lot of projects now at value prices. So we have a studio now that is going to be incubating tons of games over, who knows, the next decades to come. I don't see Gala Games fading anytime soon. And then you also have a leading metaverse and crypto gaming project with the Sandbox, with some of the biggest brand projects in all of Web3. But then you always have to have those Midcap projects that are more volatile, right? In a bear market, much more volatile. But the reward on a project as quality as projects like a Vulcan Forged, an Ultra, so Vulcan Forged Gaming Studio. I believe at this point, 20 plus games coming to their platform under Vulcan Forged, with Vulcan Verse, Vulcan Runner, Vulcan Assassin. The list goes on and on with Vulcan Forged. And the valuation is, very, very, for Vulcan Forge standards, it's a very low valuation. We saw this at $40 during the bull market. We're now seeing this token playing out, $3.60. So if this gets, much lower, these are going to be ranges that I'm seriously considering longer term DCA positions. If the market takes that hit and we see these prices come about, I will definitely be looking to accumulate some of my favorite positions in these time periods. Ultra now, their regular diluted market cap's under $100 million. The steam of crypto gaming, 50 plus gaming publishers coming to their platform. And then one that's definitely most of the time has been very market driven, and that's Cetify, right? So when IGOs are launching heavily on Cetify's protocol, a lot of people, come in and they ape and they want to get into those IGOs. So they have to stake and buy the Cetify token, right? And we saw the Cetify token go up to $16 at the height of the last bull run. Now we're at $2. I totally could see whenever the market does turn around, and whenever it gets really, like, if Cetify gets cheap enough, I think it's a nice one to also take some nibbles at, because this will be explosive in a bull run whenever projects get back to launching. And if you look at their website, there's no project short of wanting to launch. It's just the climate right now. Games aren't confident in launching a token right now. In this economic climate, in this market climate, etc. So that's kind of my overview on the market and how you should kind of play things. Keep the quality at the top. So we kind of went through some pillar projects with a blockchain, a studio, and a metaverse. And then keep those quality projects on that next tier at the top, as always. And then I wanted to give a shout out to one of my favorite projects. I believe whenever they launched last fall, I got in like day 1 of this project or day 2, and that is My Pet Hooligan. We've talked about it multiple times here on the show in the past, but they just opened up their doors for their game to all of these different communities. So as we see here, all of these different communities now get access inside of the rabbit hole, the actual alpha 1.1. So their My Pet Hooligan game, Unreal Engine, it's basically Ratchet and Clank. In my opinion, it's Ratchet and Clank combined with Grand Theft Auto. We'll take a peek at some quick stills inside the game and some gameplay, etc. But really one of my favorite projects in the entire space. That's one of my hooligans right there, as we see. And I mean, the world looks very sharp. I love the mechanics of the characters, the action. There's going to be so many different activities and mini games you can load in with your friends. It's actually social. You can hop in, voice chat and Discords and actually talk to people. So the improvements on the V1.1 were also very solid, but at the same time, I'm just happy that the game is out to more people, right? So the collection's 8,000 for My Pet Hooligan, for example, but with all the communities they opened it up to, now thousands more users can actually hop in and see the game and see the quality of the game that My Pet Hooligan is building. So the carrot token will be the core token of this ecosystem once the play to earn side of that goes live later on and the whole game's launched. But really bullish on My Pet Hooligan as far as just a game. I mean, this game is literally so fun, and I can't wait to, fully, when this game is fully launched, be able to get like your community in these games and start playing these really fun mini game driven Ratchet and Clank Grand Theft Auto style games. So I wanted to shout that out because what they just did by onboarding all these communities is actually bringing on, like I said, a lot more users to their game, and already one of the stronger looking, graphically speaking, in all of the space. Pixar back team, I believe some of their team, Toy Story 2, etc. from My Pet Hooligan. So I just wanted to cover that as well. Just as far as a gaming aspect, very strong to see a project which, a lot of these projects can keep their games inside the holder's perspective. My Pet Hooligan with the complete opposite route, getting a ton of different collections involved in this initiative. So I just wanted to shout out My Pet Hooligan, and as it is one of my favorite projects in the space anyway as well. So let's go ahead and wrap up the show, guys. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to like the video if you got value out of this, and leave a comment down below. For the next couple hours, I'll go respond to some comments down in the comment section below, as well as subscribe to the channel for videos here every single day on Crypto Banter. I will be back tomorrow with another show. As always, play well, my friends.